you guys, welcome back to Stampaholics Anonymous. Today we are going to look at Fancygloss polishes. I bought 5 thermals because I've seen so many great swatches of these thermals on Instagram that I just finally caved and had to go grab me some. And I just grabbed a bunch of you know, ones that she already had and some that came out like recently. But I do believe that all of these are still available on her website, so if you are interested in getting any of these, you still can. And they're not like from any specific collection, it's just, you know, a great overview of what Fancygloss does as per thermals. So let me run you through the polishes before we get into the swatches. First up, we've got a blueberry cream pie, and it does transition to a lighter, like beigey color, and I think she's hinting with that, like on the labels, so you can get like some sort of an idea what this one does when it transitions. But it's like Cold State is this really nice pastel purple, I would call it. Next up, we've got Malachite. Thank you, Louis, for clearing that up. Oops, so this is like not the correct Malachite, but I bought it nonetheless. This one transitions to, I think it was just a lighter, brighter green. Already done the swatches, but the awesome thing about this is this like bronze shimmer that is going on, and those like shredded hollow flakies that are in here. That just gives it a really nice look, and it's also, spoiler alert, it's a one coater, so this one is highly recommended. Next up, we've got Champagne and Grapes. It does something very similar to Blueberry Cream Pie, but this one has, as you can see, a lot of silver holographic sprinkled in there, which is really, really nice. I like this too. Next up, we have 50 Shades of Grey. As the name implies, it's a gray hollow, in this case a linear hollow, which transitions to a lighter shade of gray. Not actually 50 shades, but just 2 shades of gray in this case. And last and certainly not least, we've got Black Ocean, which is like a dark blue, and it transitions to a lighter version of that blue, which is really neat. It's a really subtle effect, but this one is also such a delicious polish to have. Yeah, and I'm just gonna let you watch the swatches, and then we're going to talk favorites in a second.
Alrighty, you guys, let's start off with a blueberry cream pie. This is a lovely cream polish. As you can see here, it has like sort of this weird pudding consistency, where you can kind of still see the pigments in it, but it didn't like do anything weird to the formula itself or the final look of it on the nails. Yeah, so all it took was 2 coats. Basically, I could have left it at that first coat, but I just wanted to see if a second coat would do anything to, you know, darken up the color. You're going to see 2 coats of this in the swatch pictures with a, I think, with a glossy taco. Then I'm going to show you like the transition. This is the Cold State, and then I'm going to transition it using warm water. We're going to do that with all of these swatches, and then I'm just going to show you like the base color and then the transition color in another swatch pick, so you get like all of the, you know, transition states and everything, a good look at everything. Coming up next is Champagne and Grapes, and this is basically a very similar purple, but it has these like silver glitters added to it. I think some of them are holographic, not all of them. It's not like an extreme hollow look, but it's a nice combo. That silver and the purple formula on this one, as you can see, is also really, really easy to work with. I did put like a glossy taco on this one also, I do believe. And again, you're going to see 2 coats in the swatch pictures, then the transition to the warm state. Yes, my hands are really, really cold when I swatch. I don't know why that is. But yeah, I'm going to show you the transition to the warm state, and then like, you know, a couple of swatch pictures to show you the in-between, you know, of the transitions. Next up, we have 50 Shades of Grey, and this one is just a straight up linear hollow, really, really nice. Again, formula-wise, no complaints whatsoever. It built up nicely in 2 coats. Again, I did put like a glossy taco on top because I found that most, like all of these like dried semi-matte, which is not, you know, a bad thing. You're just going to add a glossy taco on top usually anyways. I'm going to show you 2 coats of this in the swatch pictures and then the transition and everything else. Next up, we've got the Malachite Oops, and I need to talk real fast because this one was a 1-coater. That's all it took, at least in these swatches. I have worn this like on its, like, I have worn this out actually, and it took me 2 coats then. It just depends on your application that day. This one also dries like semi-matte, so I added a glossy taco. And again, I'm going to show you the transition to its warm state. You can kind of see the semi-matte in this swatch picture. The last polish that I'm going to show you is the Black Ocean. This is another straight up cream, a nice glossy blue. This was another 1-coater for me. Depending on your application, you might need a 2nd coat. And I'm also going to show you some fancy schmancy swatch pictures, because when I went to take the swatch pictures, I saw like a reflection of one of my lamps in the nail. And it just looked so cool that I'm just going to throw these pictures in here so you can see them and enjoy them. Yeah, and then we're going to see the transition, which is rather subtle on this one. Yeah, and then, you know, just everything we did before.
Alright, so let's talk favorites, which is really, really hard. But I do think that these 3, the ones that are not just straight up creams, but have like an added bonus to them. Some of them have hollow, some of them have like shimmer and shredded flakies. Those are my absolute favorites, and I think that my absolute top pick would be Malachite. I love the look of this on the nails. You do have to add a glossy taco to this one because it dries down sort of like semi-matte, but that's just what, you know, I think the thermal pigment does to pretty much every formula on the planet. So, and I don't mind putting like a good glossy taco over a polish if you only have to do 1 coat of it anyway. So that's my absolute top pick. And then the one with the added like hollow going on, especially I think the 50 Shades of Grey, even though neither the movie nor the books are anywhere near my favorite. The polish is, I like this one a lot, and the other one, the Champagne and the Grapes, yes, that's what it's called. I like that one a lot too. The straight up creams were also really nice and transition really nicely, even though the transition on the Black Ocean is rather subtle, but I didn't mind that because it's like a really good cream polish, both of them are. The Blueberry Cream Pie has sort of a weird consistency, but I think again that's down to the thermal pigments in this one. It didn't do anything where the formula was hard to work with, not at all. It was really, really easy to work with it, but it has this weird of like pudding like pudding consistency, where you can see like you know, parts of the particles, but it didn't ruin like the look of it on the nails. But like I said, these three up front are my absolute top picks. I will probably be getting more Fancyglosses in the future because she does thermal so well, and you know, that's something. That's something you have to achieve, right? Let me know if you already own any Fancygloss polishes, or if you're planning to get some, if you're into thermals at all, if you think it's just a gimmicky thing, or whatever your thoughts are on thermals in general. Let me know down in the comments below. Other than that, that's it for today, you guys. I love you very much, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!